Democratic Senator Mark Udall, who's up for re-election next year in Colorado, is starting to look vulnerable, and it could be all thanks to Obamacare. A new Quinnipiac poll has 47% of registered voters saying they don't think Udall deserves to be re-elected. Now, back in August, 44% said they thought he did deserve re-election. And we have Kurtis Lee here from the Denver Post to explain that drastic shift. Kurtis, the only thing that seems to have changed, really, is we've had this rollout of Obamacare that has not gone particularly well. Are there other reasons that Udall's numbers are not as strong as they were a couple months back?
Well, I think a lot of it definitely has to do with the rollout of Obamacare. That same poll that came out yesterday, the Quinnipiac poll, showed that 56% of Coloradans oppose Obamacare. And since the rollout, Udall's been very proactive in getting out there and saying, hey, we need to make changes to this. He's signed on in support of basically extending the enrollment period from March 31st to into May. He's also, last week, he presented legislation that would allow individuals to keep their policies for up to 2 more years. Obviously, here in Colorado, about 250,000 people will have their plans canceled. That's not good news for Udall heading into 2014.
When I go through my list of sort of Senate seats that are real battlegrounds in 2014, Colorado hasn't typically been on that list. Number one, why do you think that is? And number two, should it be?
Well, obviously, with these recent poll numbers, we see that, like you said in your setup, that 47% of Coloradans right now do not feel that Senator Udall should be reelected. There's this wide field of Republicans on the other side who are vying to unseat him, but there's no real star on that other side.
Is it possible that that changes with Udall looking a little bit more vulnerable? And is there someone out there who, if he or she got into the race, we should say, oh, well, this is now more serious?
You know, there's no real Senate candidate that on the Republican side that's looking to get into this race, and it's just a matter of how this primary works out. How far to the right are these candidates going to go, and then they're going to obviously have to look to position back to the center for the general election. Here in Colorado, like I was saying, there's a large unaffiliated voting bloc that is key to winning elections, and it seems like Republicans in these last few years have not been able to capture that vote, whereas Democrats have been benefiting from taking more moderate center-left stances.
Absolutely. Kurtis Lee from the Denver Post. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chris.
You bet.